Almost 100,000 small businesses permanently closed since the pandemic.
The resurgence of COVID-19 this week has brought deepening anxiety for millions of small businesses.
Small businesses around the country are bearing the economic brunt of the coronavirus pandemic.
COVID crisis has impacted so many industries this year as the virus forced businesses across the country to close their doors.
When COVID came, I was just hoping that I wasn't going to be one of the chosen ones. But March 31st, I had the symptoms of shortness of breath. But then the next week, my husband had to go to the hospital. We were off of work and trying to care for children and be safe at the same time. The lockdown immediately shut down my husband's job. I was still working part-time, but could not provide any salon services for several months. And when I learned that I did receive the grant, I was elated. In January 2021, I was able to operate my business full-time for the first time.
The pandemic caused a lot of different changes for KYNARD Enterprises. Two of our biggest concerns were the safety of our staff and also just staffing in general. Felt a responsibility not only to protect the men and women who are on the team, but also continue to offer opportunity for them in order for them to take care of their families. The grant was very helpful for us because what we did for our staff members is we put them on a salary. If they were able to work and there just wasn't work to be done, they still got paid.
So the pandemic brought us to a full standstill. People were afraid to come eat, and it came to the point where we just needed to shut down. So we applied for any type of government grants. The problem with those, and I'm very grateful for them, but they take time. A couple that we didn't even receive because they ran out of money. And when the news arrived that we were accepted and that we were going to receive the grant, we were very, very grateful.
When the pandemic hit, it was just off. You just shut everything down. And the light and the gas bills kept going too, so that knocked the wind out of the sail, you know. You couldn't get anything either. Then once we did get opened back up, certain things we haven't gotten back yet. We got the grant, and that helped out a lot. It helped out a lot, right.
The minute they decided to close and people work from home, business was down, I would say about 80%. There was days where I literally had 5-6 people walk through the door all day long. I found out about the grant from the Toledo Chamber of Commerce. When I got approved, I was really excited, and I knew I was gonna make it a few more months.
It was really remarkable how quickly the partners came together and how quickly we were able to get the funds together. LISC partnered with the City of Toledo, Lucas County, the Toledo-Lucas County Port Authority, KeyBank Business Boost powered by Jumpstart, and ProMedica. When you add in the national money, it ended up being over $850,000 that went to Toledo-area businesses. Getting to hear their stories, hearing what they were going through and the tough decisions that they were having to make, it was heartbreaking at times to feel like we couldn't do enough, but at the same time, I was really honored to be able to help.
What was nice about LISC is there was a personal element there. Like, they knew who we were. When organizations like LISC invest in small business, they're giving to help support the community. We are still here, and we're very appreciative.
We decided to start ASAP in 2013.
I was laid off in Detroit. She was here working in Toledo.
At that point, we made a decision to venture out on something of our own. We were looking for real estate so that we could house our equipment and somewhere to call our home office. We learned about LISC from ECDI, which was a small lending company for capital and equipment. And they told us about the LISC small business loans.
LISC focuses on small businesses because it's a part of our comprehensive approach to community development. As a community development support organization, We invest in the physical and social assets of the community. Small businesses are the cornerstones of energetic and vibrant communities, but oftentimes businesses struggle to access capital.
Before we purchased the building, we were doing maybe 3 commercial contracts. After we purchased the building, we were able to triple that. Our hopes for ASAP for the future is that it lasts forever. We have family. Hopefully they can take the reign and continue the job.
Back in late 2018, Jumpstart came to Toledo, and we really started looking at the ecosystem and the players that were in town here doing this work with entrepreneurs and small business owners. Jumpstart, out of the Cleveland market, had put together something called a Business Growth Collaborative to address kind of this one-off organizations working together, but not in a structured way. And what that involves is having other organizations in town coming together at least once a month and really looking at how they can work together and really wrap resources around an entrepreneur.
LISC provides operational support to the BGC with grant funding for the backbone operator Jumpstart. LISC believes that the Business Growth Collaborative is essential to increasing equity and inclusion of our entrepreneurial ecosystem.
The collaborative works really nicely by being able to bring clients that we are interacting with as individual partners to the table to interact and discuss what these businesses need in order to help them grow and accelerate.
Lovable Suites came to a networking event that we had. We sat down with them and started the business model canvas with them through the BGC.
Lovable Suites, it was a family business first. We started making family bouquets, strawberries, and cookies and different desserts for family members. And from there, they started demanding more. Their friends started demanding more.
So we had a really unique opportunity to get to know Lovable Suites. They were able to connect with the Hispanic Chamber and a number of other partners for an acceleration program. Well, through that, they identified that there were a couple of opportunities that they might be able to gain if they specifically developed a couple of products that were available as like a convenience store quick grab or on a shelf in a really great coffee shop. And with that, they knew that they needed a little bit more particular expertise in how do we produce more than one consistently so that people get the same thing every time. This is a really unique opportunity for the partners to really dive deeper into developing relationships with those partners and helping communities or our neighborhoods expand and grow.
There are a lot of small business owners who are looking for support, whether it's technical assistance or access to capital. And a lot of times they are not connected to the resources that they need. LISC's mission is to forge resilient and inclusive communities. We do this alongside residents and partners all across the United States in order to create places where people want to live, work, and do business. LISC is always looking for opportunities to develop relationships with new businesses, whether that leads to a loan or just a new relationship to help connect them to other resources. We're happy to help.